Senate Republicans finally releasing their health care bill. It's only been 7 weeks after the vote in the House. 4 bad hombres, including 2 of the president's primary presidential opponents, already coming out against the proposal. Here's Senator Rand Paul.
The intention is not to take down the bill. The intention is to make the bill better. And I believe the leverage and the count of 4 people is enough that hopefully those who wrote the bill will say, we want some or all of their votes, and therefore we'll try to make the bill look more like a repeal bill and less like a reiteration of Obamacare bill.
And joining us now, Mollie Hemingway, senior editor at the Federalist. Mollie, great to have you with us. Washington Times columnist, Fox News contributor Tammy Bruce. Great to have you with us, Tammy. And it's great to have with us radio talk show host on New York's WOR, the legendary Mark Simone. Good to have you with us. I had to work in legendary somewhere tonight. Let's start, Tammy, with you. We finally have the bill, and there should be joy in the land. But instead, 4 hombres, bad hombres, get out there and want to take away the punch bowl.
Yeah, but they're calling it a discussion draft. Isn't that special? They're like Pajama Boy. They can't even make a commitment to the thing that they've presented.
Now, who are you calling Pajama Boy? Is that Mitch McConnell?
Well, of course. I mean, come on. It's a discussion draft. Of course it's going to look different than what they presented. But my big problem is for all even the 4 that are opposed to this, Senator Paul and Ted Cruz, et cetera, they've been in there also for years. I don't see a new proposal or different consolidated ideas pouring out of their pores either. So they're all sitting around and protesting when, in fact, years have gone by. This is a primary complaint. And Mike Lee says, oh, we haven't seen it.
Is it good enough?
It'll change. I don't think it's good enough, clearly. What they do is also they don't cut anything. They slow the growth. They slow the increase, and that's a famous trick in Washington.
Mollie, your thoughts?
Well, this is an imperfect bill. It comes out of an imperfect process, and people are right to be skeptical of some of the provisions that are in there. There is a lot of stuff that conservatives can be happy with. You know, if you told them years ago that you'd be able to get rid of the individual mandate, the employer mandate, lower taxes, you know, get changes in place so that you can actually deal with the problems of Obamacare down the road, I think most conservatives would be happy to take that. At the same time, this is not a repeal bill, and Republican voters were promised that they would repeal and replace Obamacare. That's not what this does. So the hesitation is understandable. This bill also provides a fig leaf to the more moderate Republicans that are out there too. It provides more money up front, and it slows down the changes on the Medicaid expansion. So that's something that moderates can get on board with too. So I actually think it was a pretty smart bill as it's drafted, but as a conservative, it's certainly not what I dreamed of.
Mark, I have to believe the Republicans, crying Chuck Schumer, is right now praying that this bill keeps moving and that the Republicans don't just throw up their hands and leave the Democrats stuck with Obamacare. As the president, I think, correctly said, that bill, that law, Obamacare, is owned by the Democratic Party, and it will tear them up in the 2018 elections.
I thought it was hysterical. I'm watching Chuck Schumer speak, and he said, I just read it. It's the most cruel, thoughtless, heartless bill I've ever read. Then they explained to him it's basically Obamacare, a couple of cosmetic changes. But I blame Paul Ryan for this. I blame Mitch McConnell. They had 6-7 years to get ready for this moment, to figure out what the changes needed were, come up with their own plan, and they never did it.
And, you know, it won't be whatever it ends up being. At the end, whatever they end up passing, which they might pass something, it will not look like anything like the House or the Senate bill. It might be done at 2 in the morning on Christmas Eve. Who knows? But at least it will be something that will move us into a direction of making sure actually people don't get harmed, because the president will be blamed if this happens under his watch. And that's one of the issues we have to be concerned about.
A seminal moment, Mollie, and that is for the first time in, what, 5-6 months, the Democrats are not attacking President Trump. They're attacking Nancy Pelosi. What does it mean? Tell us what this augurs.
Well, I think that she's getting a lot of heat just because, yet again, Democrats have failed to win a race that they should have won, that they poured money into. They had all the passion and the support, and they're blaming her. I actually think it's a little bit unfair in that, yes, she's a San Francisco liberal, she's pretty far left, but her views are not that different. And she's lost 60
seats, and she was the top Democrat in the House. I mean,
that's
where's
been going
the
on for
unfair
a while.
part?
But the problem is that it's the Democratic message that's the problem. On the one hand, all they really talk about is bashing Donald Trump. On the other, when they do talk about policies, they're very unpopular. You know, radical abortion policies, support for climate change regimes, you know, they're big fans of regulation, higher taxes. These are things that are not popular with average Americans. And so I don't think it's her fault that they're kind of out of fresh ideas that appeal to the working man.
That's her job, is to have the ideas.
I watch her. She can't read the speech. She's bumping into walls. They tell me she's really a mastermind. Am I missing something?
She thinks Trump is Bush. I mean, there's that problem. She's supposed to craft the message. Clearly, it has failed. She raises money for people, but what is it good? So you get look. Ask Mr. Ossoff. He had $23 million, and he now needs. What's he going to do? Be a barista at Starbucks? That might be the next option.
Michael Moore said it best. They have no message, no plans, no leader.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, you know, other than that, I think they've got the foundation for a terrific future experience.
You're
Mollie
so
Hemingway,
optimistic.
Tammy Bruce, Mark Simone, thank you all for being with us. We appreciate it.